This is part 2 of the Unit 1 semester exam review. We're on number 21. Miles, Sam, Lainey, and Ella each walked from their houses to the mall. Miles walked 4/5 of a mile. Sam walked 2/3 of a mile. Lainey walked 1/2 of a mile, and Ella walked 7/8 of a mile. Order the people based on who walked the farthest. Okay, we have fractions, and we need to get them all converted into decimals, unless you have your fraction decimal equivalents memorized, which you probably don't. Although in the last, one of the last problems, I did tell you that 1/2 was equivalent to 0.5. So we already know that this is 0.5, but let's do the math for all of the rest of them. I'm going to get a little sheet of scratch paper. And well, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to come down here and work at the bottom of the page. How about that? Okay, real quickly. We've already told you that this is 0.5, but let's prove it again. 2 will not go into 1. You get 1 left over, you bring down a 0. 2 will go into 10 5 times, exactly. With nothing left over, you've passed the decimals. So 1/2 equals 0.5. We've got that one already. Let's do the rest of them. 4 over 5. 4 divided by 5. 4 divided by 5. Okay? 5 will not go into 4. Bring down a 0. 5 will go into 40 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. I'm going to have nothing left over. So 4/5 is the same as 0.8. 2 divided by 3, or 2/3. 2 divided by 3. The top number, the numerator always goes inside. Top dog in the house, if y'all remember. Okay? Decimals right here. 3 will not go into 2. Bring down a 0. 3 will go into 20 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. Get a 2 again, bring down a 0, I've got a 20 again. 3 will go into 20 6 times. I'm going to keep getting a repeating 6. So 2/3 is 0.66, and we can just put the bar up there to indicate that the 6 is going to repeat, or the 0.66 is going to repeat. All right. 7 divided by 8, 7/8. 7 divided by 8. 8 will not go into 7. 8 will go into 70 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. I'm going to get a 6, and I'm running out of room. Okay, 8 will go into 60 7 times. All right, I'm going to put my decimal up here. 7. 7 times 8 is 56. I get a 4, bring down another 0. 8 will go into 40 5 times. Evenly, you'll have no remainder. So 7/8 is 0.875. All right. Who walked the farthest? This is Ella's number. This is Sam. This is Lainey. And this is Miles. All right. Order the people based on who walked the farthest. Okay, farthest. Okay, who walked the farthest? Well, 0.875 is bigger than 0.8, because if I put extra decimals, that would be just 0.800. So 0.875, Ella walked the farthest. Next was Miles, 0.80. Okay, then Sam, and Lainey, who only had to walk a 1/2 a mile, walked the least. So there's your order. Okay. Okay, this is, I think, 22, but it's cut off. 22. During a science experiment, Jose used a different amount of water to grow seedlings. Plant A got 1.4 cups of water. Plant B got 9/10 of a cup of water. Plant C, 4/3 cup of water. Order the plants from greatest amount of water to least. Okay, 1.4, that is the same as 1 4/10. 9/10, I could do the long division, but I'm hoping that you understand that 9/10 is just 10 will go into 90. 9 times. 9/10 is 0.9. Okay. And then plant C got 4/3. 4/3. 4 divided by 3. 3 will go into 4 one time. Bring down a 0. 3 will go into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to get a 1 and a 0, and it's going to keep repeating a 3 forever. Okay? Okay, so we have 1.4, 0.9, and 1.3 repeating. All right. Order the plants from greatest amount to least. 1.4000, 1.4 beats 1.3 anything, okay? So which one had the greatest? 1.4, plant A got the most water. Then whoever got 4/3, that's plant C. And plant B, with only 9/10, got the least amount of water. Okay. All right. So just one more time. 1.400. That's going to be greater than 1.333 repeating, because the 10th digit here is bigger than the 10th digit here. All right. 23. Place the following numbers on the number line. So first of all, I'm looking. All of them are positive, so I don't need to worry about trying to order anything that's negative. I'm going to take A, and I'm going to remind you that just a minute ago, we divided it out, and we knew that 7/8 was the same as 0.875. And a while back, I told you that 1/4 was equivalent to 0.25. So 1 1/4 is 1.25, because it's 1 and then the 0.25 is the fourth. Okay, this one's already in decimal form. This one's already in decimal form. To take a percent out of a percent and move it to decimal form, let me see, 108%. You want to change that to decimal. You knock off the percent. The decimal's currently right here, and you move the decimal twice. So 108% is 1.08 in decimal form. Again, if it's a percent, knock the percent off. The decimal is currently at the end. Move it. Boom, boom. This is 0.95 or 0.95. Okay? So now we have all of them in decimal form. Because this one's got 3 decimal places, let's go ahead and just make all of them into 3 decimal places. This is 0.875. This would be 1.250. This would be 0.080. This would be 0.600. We're just adding zeros to make them all have 3 decimal places. 1.080. 0.950. Okay. Let's see. Smallest is going to be something that has a 0 out here in the ones, and then the smallest number in the tens. 0 out here in the ones. That's going to be this one, this one, this one, and this one. But then let's look at the tenths place. This one has an 8. This one has a 0. This one has a 6. This one has a 9. So this one's going to be the very, very smallest, 0.080, or C. Okay, then I need to look and find the next smallest. Again, a 0 in the ones place, and then the smallest number in the tenths place. I have an 8. I've already done this one. I have a 6, and I have a 9. This is going to be next. And I'm not spacing these necessarily evenly. I'm just putting the numbers. So this is going to be 0.600. In other words, that's D. Okay, 0 in the ones place, and then the next smallest number in the tenths place, that's going to be this guy, A, because that is 0.875. 0 in the ones place, but a 9 in the tenths place, that's F. Okay, then I look at the ones that have a 1, and I need the next smallest. So a 1 in the ones place, but look at the tenths place. This has got a 2, this has got a 0. So this one is smaller than this one. This is 1.080. That's E. And then out here, biggest is 1.250, and that is B. I'm running out of room. Okay. All right. C, it was in decimal form. We just added a 0. We kept it in decimal form. D, it was in decimal form. We just added a 0, kept it in decimal form. A was actually a fraction, but we converted it to decimal form for comparison reasons. F was a percent, but we put it in a decimal form so that we could compare it. E was in a percent, but we put it in decimal form to compare it. And then B was a fraction, 1 1/4, but we put it in decimal form in order to compare it. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize I'd cut myself off. Okay, so it goes. C is the smallest, then D, then A, then F, then E, and B is the largest. Okay? So I recommend converting all of them to the same form. Usually decimal form is best. And then, you know, the thing that's got the smallest ones place goes first. Well, if several of them have a 0 in the ones place, then you've got to move to the tenths place. And the thing that's got the smallest in the tenths place is the smallest. If they have the same thing in the tenths place, then you've got to go to the hundredths place and look at that, etc. All right, what you're going to do is finish this up, and then there is, I think, an assignment for you to do for a little more practice after you have completed the Edpuzzles.